But Jesus, when you ask him into your heart, he never leaves you. And you can walk away, which I did in college. I thought, this is great, and I'm smarter than everybody. And then, but he never leaves you.
Welcome to the Women of Joy Show. I'm your host, Maegan Waldrop-Swindling, and I am so excited for us to be at our final episode of summer today, not because it's over, but because of who is with me. We have Leanne Morgan on the show today, and we are getting into her personal life, faith, what it has looked like for her, her family, how she got to where she is today, and the time that she was at Women of Joy before things blew up in her life several years ago. And so enjoy my conversation, lean in, learn from it with Leanne Morgan.
Hold your head up high. This is our time.
Leanne, welcome to the Women of Joy Show.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you for having me.
So cute. We're in Montgomery, Alabama right now, and you have just started your Time of Your Life's tour, right?
Time of Our Lives tour.
Second show.
Second weekend. I was in Omaha, Nebraska, and where was I, y'all? I forget. Milwaukee. Or somewhere darling. And then now Montgomery, 4 shows.
Sold out shows.
And they said that they told me last night they've never had anybody do 4 shows.
Wow.
And if y'all saw backstage who all has been there, it would blow your mind. And I could not believe that. So precious people in Montgomery did this for me.
We tried to go eat last night down here.
Yeah.
We couldn't because everybody was trying to see you. Like, these little ladies were carrying their pizza back to their hotel. They're so cute.
Oh, my gosh.
Your people love you.
Well, and
They
you
love
know,
you so much.
it's hard for me to imagine. It really is. It's been very humbling how people treat me and how they support me. It's bigger than comedy. I've always said it's bigger than comedy. It's like a community.
Yeah, so much bigger. And now you have a sitcom.
Yes.
What in the world? Like, your book title fits so well. It's like, that's it. What in the world?
What in the world? I named it that because every day I go, what in the world?
Yes.
There's something comes to me all the time now. And I'm 60 years old and a grandmother. I've been doing stand-up 27 years. And 20 of it, I couldn't get arrested. Nobody cared. And then all this happened. But the sitcom, I had dreamed of that since I was a child. I wanted that from the time I was 9 years old.
We went back and we were listening to John Chris podcast that you did. You're 57, so I guess it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And you were like, my dream is to have a sitcom. And now you do.
I know. And I had 4 deals before this one made it.
Fall through? Or
yeah.
You did
and they were big ones.
Or,
2 were not. 2 were with Sony and never really got any traction. But the first one was with ABC and Warner Brothers.
Wow.
And from Tom Warner, Carsey Warner, that did all those wonderful shows. And the writer's strike hit. The first writer's strike that brought us reality television. That's when everybody started reality television. We got the Kardashians and all of them. That was how long ago that was. My oldest child is going to be 33, and he was in 6th grade when I had that first deal. And then the second one was with Matt Williams that created Roseanne and Home Improvement and was supposed to go to TV Land, and it didn't make it. So those were all during the years where I was a mama at home in Knoxville, Tennessee. But even though I may not be working all the time, I was trying to and be on stage when I could, but I was raising 3 children. God would send me like a little television deal that would make me think, okay, if they think I've got something, then I can hold on, because there were many lean years. Because it's hard for somebody like me to work comedy clubs and do the traditional route because I had 3 babies and their daddy traveled all the time with his company. So, I would get these television deals that would keep me going, give me hope.
And you had a top 10 on Netflix sitcom at that. Like, you were for weeks.
I was
it?
number 2 for a long time. And I think it stayed up in there for I don't even know how many weeks. But The Hunting Wives were number 1. And who can compete with women shooting boars in their panties?
You can't.
You can't. And I hope that when it drops my second season, I hope those Hunting Wives are not being dropped at the same time because they did a second season. Yeah.
So, but this is going to air the week that season 2 drops. And so everyone go watch season 2 and support you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, my darling. Thank you. I hope people love it. We had a ball doing it. And it's 10 episodes this time. It was the first season, they ended up dropping 16. It was supposed to be 8 and 8, but then in 2 seasons, but then they dropped it all at 16 and people binge watched it. Thank y'all for that. But, you know, Netflix now, the way television is, it's either 6, 8, or 10 episodes, but they gave us 10, so we were thrilled.
That's great. And Tim Daly is your television boyfriend.
He is my television boyfriend.
I'm like Madam Secretary from first episode to the end. Like, is he really precious? Tell me he
Precious.
is. Okay. That's all I need to know.
Precious.
Yeah.
And very kind and very sweet and down to earth. He really is. And he was very sweet to me about, I'm new. And they put pros around me. And thank goodness, because that made it so much easier for me when people know what they're doing. And he does.
But you were you. And that's what made it special. Like, it felt Southern. It felt like you didn't feel like you were trying to be something different for the show. And that was really special.
Well, thank you, my darling. And we did shoot this in front of a live audience. A lot of people think it's a laugh track. But we shot it in front of a live audience, and that helped me because I'm a stand-up. I've got to have live, you know, to
feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was scared to death.
Yeah.
I mean, I was scared to death.
Was it easier the second season than the first?
It was easier because I wasn't as torn up,
Yeah.
nervous. But it's
and you
still
had your
difficult.
people. Like, you had the same people.
I had the same people. I have wonderful
Your little mom
writers.
and daddy on there. So cute.
The mom and daddy, and people are going to see a lot of mom and daddy this season, and they are magical. And you know, Blake Clark is the wiener dog in Toy Story. He's the voice of the wiener dog.
Even in the new one, too?
Yes, he's been. Well, Jim Varney was Toy Story, the first one, and then he passed away. He was a Southern boy, Southern comic, and then Blake took over, and he's been the wiener dog in it, and then he's in all the Adam Sandler movies. But brilliant. And then Celia Weston has been in everything you've ever loved,
Everything.
and she's from South
so
Carolina. So funny.
She fit you. She could be your mom.
Oh, and she played my mother in the movie that I did with Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, so we had a wonderful chemistry. So they got her to be my mother in this sitcom. Yeah, and then Ryan Stiles and Kristen Johnson.
I mean, what else could you ask for?
I know,
Like, that's
darling.
So fun. Well, watch the season. But we were talking about, it's been fun to go down memory lane this week because you came, so you had worked so hard for all these years, and then COVID, everything started to change. Right?
I was starting to blow up.
In
I was
2019.
blowing up right before COVID. And I got a 100-city tour announced, the Big Panty Tour. Because I was talking about my panties a lot, and not in a vulgar way.
Actual big panties.
I like a good, comfortable
It scared
big
me a little
panty.
bit the first time I heard it. I was like, this is different.
Yeah, they had announced that, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's finally happening. And then COVID shut it down. But that's when, that was a blessing, I think, for my career, because I got to tend to my little mom and daddy. They were having a hard time. I got to tend to them. I stayed with them most every week, would come back and forth. And because my mom had a debilitating stroke. And then I would talk on, social media because everybody was at home, and I would talk about what I was cooking for her.
Oh,
because she
everybody
couldn't
shared
eat
that.
solids.
Yeah.
And so all these darling
Yes.
women started sending me recipes for my little mama. And that's when this community, I think,
It was.
got formed, because it was bigger than my stand-up. It was about everybody taking care of elderly parents, grandbabies. Everybody was at home scared to death. And so I just would tell everybody everything's going to be all right, and don't watch the news.
And that's what they needed to hear.
Yeah,
It really was.
it really was.
Yeah. And
Because nobody needs to watch the news now. I mean, it's just too hard, and
Yeah.
people get so down. So I like to make, I get this from Lucille, my mama. We've made a joke out of everything. And everything, you got to use humor to get through it. And that doesn't sit well always with Chuck Morgan. He's a very serious person. He goes, you make a joke out of everything. But that's how I cope.
No, it's good. And you came, so my mom found you on Dry Bar Comedy, she said. And then you came to Decatur, like our community, like a little suburb of Huntsville, to the Princess Theater. You did.
That was the first time, Debbie?
We didn't meet you then, but we were watching you to see if we were going to have you at Women of Joy. And here's what's funny. My best friend Katie loved you. She's found you on social media. And she was like, come to this show with me. Well, Katie's cheap. Like, she's our cheapest friend. And so I was like, okay, like $20. We paid like $100 a ticket to see you, which we loved it. And we loved you. But I was like, who is this woman? And then we fell in love with you.
Well, you angel. Well, did y'all buy that off a third party thing? Because I
Probably
might have
so.
never been that
Probably
high.
so.
Okay, was this Decatur? That was that little theater
Yes,
that's
like
in.
seat 600. On the little main street. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And so then we booked you for Women of Joy right after that.
Which was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Which was really a big deal for me.
You rolled up with big panties in your trunk from your garage.
I did?
You did. Yeah.
Oh,
you
my
drove
gosh.
yourself.
I drove myself. Oh, yeah, honey. I've been going lean for a long time because Chuck Morgan doesn't like me to spend money.
Yeah. You said he just bought you the car.
He had just bought me that car. It's now 7 years old. One of my tour managers asked me, he goes, did you finally get a new car, Leanne? Because in my first Netflix special, I talk about how
your car that you'd had forever.
I drove that Honda Pilot for 10 years until the lights started flashing in it. And then we sold it to a little girl in our neighborhood. It flooded out in Nashville because there was heavy rains, and it's still running, that Honda Pilot. Anyway, Chuck Morgan bought me a car, and now at 7 years old, my tour manager said, did you finally get a new car? I go, yeah. He goes, what is it? And I go, it's a 2020. He goes, Leanne, that's not a new car. But I do. I love that car. And I had a bunch of panties in the back.
You did. You brought panties.
Oh.
Big panties.
Honey, well, I guess I'm turned 60. I hope I don't have dementia. I can't remember things like I did. But I remember that being with y'all. And it was
They loved
wonderful.
you.
And it was, there's nothing better than a room full of fun women that want to have a good time and love the Lord. Usually there's a taco truck out front and somebody selling Mary Kay. But this one was the biggest one I'd ever been to because I have done churches and women's groups.
No, this was like 10,000. Yeah.
This was a big, this is the big one. Yeah, I'd never been to something like this.
And you call my dad Little Phil.
Little Phil, and I still call him Little Phil.
You have to tell the horror story.
Okay. I did the bit about my baby cheering in competition cheer. And I will just go on and claim this because it's true. I think they sexualize little children with little terrible outfits on. And she was determined to be a cheerleader. And I got her, there's a thing in Knoxville called the Sharks. And I put her in it, and they said, this is the outfit that you're going to order for her, this uniform. And it came to here. She had long sleeves, sequins, exposed her little belly. She was 11. She had on a skirt with a slit in it with a glitter panty underneath it. And they said, this is $300. And I said, this is a whore outfit. And it comes with its own bag of whore makeup. And they said, you're going to travel to faraway lands and compete against other little whore children. And all that is true. And Chuck Morgan, I remember going with us to somewhere, to a coliseum, and he goes, this is awful that how these children are dressed and that they're going to do. And so I told that bit, and then I got off stage and I said, Phil, I said the word hoe at the Women of Joy. He grabbed my hands and held on to me, so precious, and said, honey, whore is in the Bible. Because I thought, what have I said at the Christian Women's Conference? And he made me feel so much better, that angel from heaven. And I've told that story everywhere I go about my precious little Phil.
What if this fall you gave yourself one weekend to get away, gather your girlfriends, and remember just how good God is? The Women of Joy Tour is coming to a city near you. We're headed to Branson, Pigeon Forge, and Frisco, and we want to see you there. Whether this has been your best year, your hardest year, or maybe somewhere in between, like myself, there's one thing that we all need to remember. God is good. So this fall, Come and see what happens when tens of thousands of women gather to worship. Come and hear truth from speakers like Catherine Wolfe, Annie Ann Downs, Tara Lee Cobble, and Jackie Hill Perry. Laugh until your face hurts with JJ Barrows. Make memories at the Ann Wilson and Matthew West concerts and experience what this kind of weekend should remind you. God has been good, God is good, and his goodness is not finished within your story. So pick up your phone, send the group text, pick your city, get your merch, pack your bag, and get ready for the best weekend ever. So how do you do it?
I take vitamin D K3. B12's methylated. I feel like I'm a physician, really, because I had a podcast where I talked with a nurse practitioner about menopause years ago. We talked about women's health all those years ago, and then I was on a ABC show with Oprah talking about menopause, and so I know all this information about HRT. The way I can do this at 60 years old and have brain health and the capacity to learn a script every week and to be able to do a show, even though it's getting harder. I take vitamin D K3, B12 methylated, and fish oil. And I really prioritize my sleep. That's one thing that people ask me. My fans say, "How are you doing this, Leanne?" Because I can go somewhere for one weekend. I've got taped to the bed for a week to get over it. I'm tired, but I get energy from these fans and this audience, and they're throwing their purse in the air and blowing me a kiss before I've ever said a word. And it's so precious. But I really try to prioritize my sleep and my health. I have to. I don't exercise as much as I should. I've really got to start lifting more. I enjoy exercise, but it's hard when you're in, hotel rooms and all that. Yeah. But I really try to get through this and do it in a joyful way because it's hard. But it's a blessing for this to happen to me. All these years, this is what I had prayed for. I feel like God had put this in my heart and in my imagination. I didn't know how, but I can look back on every bit of it and see him in everything that happened. And this has been his timing that I got to raise these precious children. Because if this happened to me when I thought it was going to happen, when I wanted it to happen, I could not have raised these children to be who they are. I would not have wanted to raise them in Los Angeles. There's precious people in Los Angeles. There's precious churches. Yeah. But it's different. And to go at the pace I am, they don't need me because they're grown like they used to. And I have one that travels with me that's my makeup artist. But I could not have done this. This has been God's timing. And when I was with Reese Witherspoon in that movie, every day she would stand next to me and say, "You got to raise your own children, Leanne." And you just don't realize how important that is because she didn't. Because she was making a living, and had to be away. And she's got 3 beautiful, precious children, and they're and she's done a wonderful job with them. But she said, it's a blessing what's happened to you and when it happened to you.
When you told somebody if you didn't do this, you would have been a therapist?
I wanted to be a child family therapist.
A therapist.
Thank you.
You are.
I kind of feel like maybe in a way.
No,
but
100%.
I do. I loved my degree, and it was in crisis intervention counseling. And
I'm
and
a
I
social
love
worker.
people. And
yes, that's why I was like,
you're a social worker who are some of the smartest people on this earth. And I tell you, a licensed clinical social worker, unbelievable. Yeah, I've always loved that and loved to observe people and talk to people, and I get energy from people.
But women, do you think just in the desire for so many people to come and laugh, why can't they laugh on their own? Like, why have we lost the ability to have fun? Was it COVID? Was it like, what is your observation?
I don't know.
Because we have.
But I know, and people are angry and want to fight online to people that they don't even know. I think, y'all can tell me, do y'all think Jesus is coming back? I mean, it just seems so dark and desperate. And I do think there's wonderful things about social media, but I think there's awful things about social media too. And I just don't know what has happened because people feel sad and desperate and angry. And I don't know. I have to have it with my job, but I don't stay on it a lot.
No.
And
you
I don't
can't.
look at news. I'm telling you, I don't go down that rabbit hole. And I can kind of feel doomed and start looking at things. But I have to remember God is in the throne and He's ahead of everything. And, you know, whatever's supposed to happen is supposed to happen.
It's not healthy to doom scroll. We talk about that all the time on the show. Like, women are bad to get in the bed and just flick up and watch reel after reel after reel, and it's not healthy. But there's got to be something more that we saw in COVID, everyone being so lonely. And then you come out of that because we're all laying in bed watching you on reels, right? And then you are like this therapist for everyone that just pops up and makes us laugh. And I mean, we had dinner with friends last night, and he wouldn't normally be someone that would follow you. And when you were here last time, his wife went and he said, I laughed the whole time.
That thrills me because I love men.
Yes, and he needed that laugh. And so, but you've hit a nerve. And so I think God is really using you in that space.
Thank you, my darling. Thank
but
you.
You've committed to stay clean. That has to be hard.
You know,
it's not hard because it's who you are, but in the world that you're in, I would think that
and I think it's coming back around being nasty. I think
That's true.
I think a
That's
trend's
true.
coming back to be nasty.
Nate Bargatze, his movie, all of that, like it's
Very
been
clean
refreshing.
and family friendly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The Breadwinner,
Uh-huh.
the movie,
Yes.
Darling.
Yeah.
Something for families to watch. And my sitcom, I wanted, you know, Chuck Lorre's edgy because of 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory and all that. And, you know, he's so prolific. But I told him, I said, it's important for me that it stays clean and family. I want children to be able to watch it. Because there's nothing for anybody to sit down and just watch together. And when people tell me, when I walk through an airport and they go, oh my gosh, my 11-year-old loves your show and sits and watches it with me, or my 16-year-old, that thrills me. Because I just love the shows I grew up watching, WKRP in Cincinnati, and, you know, all these wonderful Cheers and all these wonderful shows that I grew up watching. There's so many. I can't even, Ray Romano's show,
that's what I
and
was
Jerry
thinking,
Seinfeld, and that I think we need that, you know. But I've always thought when people ask me about did I set out to be clean, I do talk innuendo. Talk about natural, you know, things that go on in the world, and I always think I don't compare myself to Johnny Cash because I mean, how wonderful was Johnny Cash? I was a huge fan, but he would talk. He was a believer. But he would talk about real things, and I need to talk about real things, and that's probably the therapist mind. But at the degree that I got, but I never wanted to use language. Nobody used language in my home growing up, and my grandparents, and it was. I just have always carried that with me. I don't care for language. And it's okay if somebody else wants to use it, whatever they want to do. But I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I never want to say anything that I didn't want my children to say. You know? So for me, horror was really bad in front of Phil.
But was it not hard going to Los Angeles, though, where everyone...
There,
Is it different?
when I first got there, that first season, I felt darkness. And my boys sent me a Bible study to do on my own. And Debbie found me a church to go to. Which
With
was
Candace,
precious,
right?
With little Candace, who is precious
She's so sweet.
and darling. And grew up on the set that I filmed my series on, Full House and Friends.
neat.
It's where my set is, my stage.
That's fun.
So that little thing came and saw a taping, and it's been darling to me through Sweet Debbie. But yeah, I felt, and I've got a wonderful writing staff, and they have gotten my voice. But it's, you know, I had to find. At first, I was like, they're stereotyping the South. They're stereotyping Christians. They're, you know, because I have church scenes in it. But I had to
but
realize.
there's such real church scenes.
Oh, good.
Who's the little lady at the little cookout thing that y'all go to in the first season? Oh my gosh. I can't
Mary?
remember. Yes, Mary.
Jama,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
brilliant.
Such a good
She's
scene.
a lot in this season,
And
too.
true.
And darling, honey.
But very well portrayed.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So at first I thought, are they going to get this right? Because, people stereotype the South and all in church people and all that. So that was very important to me. And then I realized I had to give them grace because a lot of my writers were not raised in church, and I think they've really done a good job.
They have.
But what they do now is that they write the script because they're all brilliant and written on several shows. And then they give it to me on Sunday. It comes to my house and I rewrite like what I would really say, what we really say in the South. We use Duke's mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. Even something simple like that. But they're very wonderful to me, and they, because it is based on my comedy and all that. I can do whatever I want to. I'm an executive producer, and they're very good to me about that.
And you've proven yourself. Like you've proven your space.
Well, thank you. Let me say this. I don't mean to drop this big name. But Jerry Seinfeld called me when I was doing this sitcom, and he said, Leanne, he said, you've got to promise me that you're going to walk on that set every day with your head held high. He goes, don't be intimidated. I know you are, and I was. And he said, you've got to remember, you got yourself here. You've been doing this 20-something years. You're the one that can get out in front of a crowd of, 4,000 people and hold them for an hour and make them laugh. And he said that you've got wonderful writers. And some of my writers have done stand-up and been stand-ups for years. But he said, you've got to remember that you have a place at this table. You deserve to be here. And remember that, Leanne, because it's hard. It gets in your head in this show business stuff. And I want to say that if I had gone out there at 20, who knows what would have happened to me? Because they put a lot of pressure on you. I don't even know who they are, but in that world, you got to be thin, you got to be this, you got to be that, and I don't know how young people do it out there. I'm now 60 years old. I'm who I am, and this Fanny looks like this. There's nothing I can do about it. Nobody expects me to slim it down. Thank the Lord.
You look good.
I am in such a better place and grounded.
But that's what people need. They don't need another skinny, perfect human. They need someone that's like them.
Yeah, and I think that people do relate to me. And what the premise of this show is not anything like my real life. And at first I kind of bucked it when Chuck Lorre said, I want you to have gone through a divorce and your husband to have walked off and left you. And I thought, I don't know, and then I think that was brilliant. Now I look back on it. And he said, Leanne, people go through so many bad things in life. Everybody. Whether it's illness or divorce, somebody leaves somebody, which happens so much to women my age, go through some terrible divorce and have to start over again, or loss of a job or illness or whatever. And he said, I think it's important for people to see that you can come up out of the ashes and, and with your help of your family and friends, and that you can get through something bad. And I've had more people come up to me and say, at my church in Knoxville, my husband walked off and left me after 30-something years, and you've given me hope that I can go on and maybe I can find love again. I mean, really sweet. So I'm glad that that's touched people.
And you kind of hit two different lanes, because in your real life, you have been married for 34 years, you said. And then in the show, you are divorced and have had horrible things happen to you and bounced back from it. Talk about your marriage, because so many people hit the level that you're at, think the grass is greener, and get divorced in their personal life, and just everything falls apart. But you seem stronger than you've ever been. How has that worked?
Oh, you angel. Well, I mean, I could not have done this without Chuck Morgan. And it's been hard, not hard, but it's been an adjustment, because Chuck Morgan is the breadwinner, and that's been very important for him.
Didn't you just wanted a pontoon boat?
I did want a pontoon.
Did you get your boat?
No. Even though Chuck Morgan just said about a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's time to get that pontoon boat. And I said, who are you and what have you done with my husband? Because, he doesn't believe in Joey. But I do want a pontoon boat because I got two babies, one redheaded and one whiteheaded, and we need shade. And grandmama needs possibly, I would like one that has a toilet on it.
Yes.
Because I don't like to wee in the lake with people watching me. That
Fair.
might be my star, me being like Beyonce, to think that I need a toilet on a pontoon boat. But yes, I would like that.
Everybody else is in Miami.
But Chuck Morgan said to me in the driveway one time when this was starting to really blow up, and he said, "You're not going to need me anymore." And I said, "Chuck, I mean, it's never for him. Me making money was intimidating for him." And I said, "It's never been about money for me. I want us to be a team because my little mom and daddy had a meat processing plant, and my mama ran that business. My little daddy, they did everything as partners, and you as social worker, you can understand, you can look at both families of how, and Chuck's dad was very like, I'm going to take care of you and don't worry about a thing. And Gail, his little mama, still living, brilliant. But his daddy felt like that was the way to show love was to provide for her. And she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know where that life insurance was. She didn't know who to call when his dad passed away. And Chuck Morgan was very much like that. And when I would say to him, like, if you drop dead of a heart attack, what am I going to do, Chuck? And he goes, you need to call so-and-so in our Sunday school class from Morristown, Tennessee, and tell him I'm dead. That was our plan. And so it's been very hard for him to let go and for to enjoy this. I'm like, Chuck, enjoy these blessings because he is worried about our retirement since he was 27 years old. Chuck Morgan was born, somebody that saved money and squirreled it away in the backyard in a hole. And I was like, we can enjoy things and everything doesn't have to be so, So it's been an adjustment for us. But yeah, if you think I'm going to get out here and cat around, I don't need another man. I want Chuck Morgan and I need him to keep the thermostat at 67. That's the one thing.
It's bad.
The one thing that gets me so mad I could spit, and I'm sure these darling women of Joey know what I'm talking about. I've thought about investing in one of those things that blows air up in your mattress on my side. Because Chuck Morgan does not want to spend money and keeps it on 70. And I've, kind of a big deal. I've got to make people laugh. I need my rest.
You need rest. You need sleep.
I know. So that's the one thing that we fight about. But I don't want to give this away because it's in my act.
Okay. Don't say it.
Okay.
Then.
And
Don't say it.
I want to tell y'all, but
No,
I'll
we'll
tell
hear it
you
tonight.
off camera. But anyway, but yeah, Chuck Morgan and I need to pray more together. I've been hearing a lot of that, and I know little Debbie and Phil have always prayed together. And but yeah, life can be hard, but it's pretty good. It's right now, it's pretty good. Chuck and I have been through some things. There have been some things that happened. When the economic downturn happened, and Chuck works for a manufactured housing company.
Because he owned his own, sold it.
And then sold it and went to work for a big. Yeah, and the economy was bad. Chuck's little daddy passed away unexpectedly. That, I write about it in my book. I also, and I think people will relate to this, I had my best friend who just dropped me. In the middle of all this, and her husband worked for the same company. And I think during that economic downturn, like Chuck's job changed, and I didn't realize that our friendship was based on politically what our husbands' jobs were. And I thought that she was my best friend, and she just as the young people said, ghosted me. And that was one of the hardest things I'd ever been through. And I write it in my book because we were, because of the economic downturn, we're going to take our children out of the school they were in. We possibly have to sell our house, but everything we got through it because Chuck Morgan. But his dad died a very tragic death. And all that was so painful. And then to have a best friend dump you. And I know that was in God's plan because I look back now and I think she really wasn't my friend or she wouldn't have done that to me. And God removed her out of my life and put people in my life that loved me no matter what my husband's job was, no matter if I'm famous, they could care less what's going on in my career. And so I look back and I see the silver lining in that. But at the time, that was one of the biggest heartbreaks of my life. And I think a lot of women go through that, that their friends, just leave them and you don't know why. And they never say, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And it's a heartbreak for women because we love our relationships and our friends. And and Chuck couldn't understand that. Like, just get over it, Leanne. And, men, just go, you don't need to. But that was a really hard time in my life, and I probably should have gone into therapy over that. But I look back now and I think, I have forgiven her and I want the best for her. But that was God taking care of me.
A defining season.
It really was a defining season, and it made me pull closer to Jesus, and it made Chuck Morgan pull closer to Jesus. And I remember, because losing his dad was very hard on him, and he said, what are we doing? I remember him in the kitchen going, what are we doing? We're not helping anybody. And I was like, what? We were all hysterical. And that's when Chuck Morgan started volunteering at Children's Hospital, cuddling the drug-dependent babies.
Wow.
And he's been doing that for, over 10 years now, and giving back, and that's his way.
And y'all were just at Hope Hills Camp together.
Hope Hills Camp. He came with me last year. He didn't get to go this year because he had to go on a business trip. But Chuck Morgan went last year and bawled his eyes out and thought that was the sweetest thing that's ever been. And I have my middle child is in nonprofit and works for the New York Food Bank. But she raises money. She raised money for Children's Hospital for years. So she's got a big heart like her daddy. And then my boy has just started a ministry for young fathers in to help build community and help and strength for other men to be together to talk about how to support their wives and be the present dads. And so they just started that, and they had a Bible study sign up, and they're at capacity for the first time, and they're starting retreats for dads, and they had all these men sign up, and over more than they ever thought that they would ever come. And he's doing that with a therapist, a guy that's a family therapist, and so they've started this ministry.
So you got to spend time with Nick Jonas.
Yes.
In the movie.
Yes.
And I love the story where, didn't he look at you at a restaurant and ask you who you were?
Yes. Okay. So after we filmed all day, which filming a movie is
A lot.
all day. And of course I have small parts in these movies. So I've just filmed another movie with Glenn Powell and Judd Apatow.
What?
And and that'll be out February 27, and that's called The Comeback King, and it's built all around the country music industry, and y'all are going to lose your mind. I think it's going to be so funny. And Glenn Powell is the sweetest, cutest, down to earth, just sat and talked and loves his mom and daddy and his sisters. Precious. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh,
Nick.
I filmed that movie, and it was stunt scenes all day where we had to fall in the lake. And so I was exhausted, and I called my baby, my middle child, Maggie, and I said, a bunch of them are going to eat at this steakhouse, but I'm just too tired. I said, it's Rory, who played my brother, who's hilarious, and Jack McBrayer, who's seen everything, darling, and little Nick Jonas. And she said, you get your gown off right now and put your clothes on and go down there. So I went down there, and they were putting us up at a Ritz-Carlton and filming in Georgia on that lake. And so this was a Hoop-de-Doo restaurant, and little Nick Jonas was sitting there, and we had met because I was in a scene with him, but he didn't know who I was and what I was doing or anything. And I said, maybe your mama knows who I am. I go, everybody's mama. Thank goodness for mamas and wives. And a family was walking by, beautiful family, a mama and she had on white jeans, looked cute in them like you do, and her husband and her daughter, who's probably college age, and the mama saw me and said, Leanne Morgan. And I've got a text chain, a Big Panty text change with my friends from high school, and then I've got one with my sorority sisters. And she
said big panties in front of Nick Jonas.
And he was just sitting there. And then her daughter said, "Can she get a picture?" And all this. And they never noticed that was Nick Jonas, Jack McBrayer, and Royce. And I sat down, and Nick Jonas said, "Who are you?" And I go, "Well, I'm a stand up, and I sold jewelry for a Christian company, and I did." And he said, "Will you promise me that when they do a movie about your life, that I can play your social media people? Because I've got these social media guys who love the Lord, who God brought to me, who changed my career, Honest Fox Media, and they get my voice, and they're like sons to me, and their mama is like me and raised. And they were homeschooled. Their dad was a pastor, and they get me." And what a blessing they've been in my life. So Nick Jonas said, "I want to play one of your social media guy in that movie." And I go, "Well, you can, little precious Nick Jonas." But we bonded because also my grandbaby was in the NICU, had been born with some problems, but is doing great. And his baby was born premature. So we sat and showed each other pictures of our babies, and we bonded. He was precious from heaven.
Have you heard his song with Brandon Lake?
Yes.
Oh, my word. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And those little children were raised in church, pastor family.
Like
and
suit,
Jesus
suit
is
and tie and everything.
Yes. And I've seen their little daddy. Jesus, can y'all tell I like little men? Yeah. Okay, so but Jesus, when you ask him into your heart, he never leaves you. And you can walk away, which I did in college. I thought, this is great, and I'm smarter than everybody. And then, but he never leaves you. And he's in Nick Jonas. I know. Those little Jonas brothers.
But it seems like God's doing something in Hollywood. Would you agree with that?
I think so. And I think there's a lot of believers out there that
they've been scared to say something.
Mark Wahlberg.
And now they're being confident. Yes.
Honey, Mark Wahlberg, I heard, calls people and witnesses to them every week of the world. Yes, precious. There's, I think, Matt Williams that created Roseanne and Home Improvement is a believer and had my little daddy when he was going through lung cancer on a prayer chain in Hollywood. I thought, who's on that prayer chain? It's no telling. No telling. Because he's worked with everybody, Mel Gibson, everybody in movies. It's no telling who was on that was praying for my little daddy. So I think it's more than people think it is.
It is. And when I heard that song, I thought of you because I was like, you spent time with Nick. And you planted a seed, even if you didn't talk about the Lord, but you were you had to have reminded him of his mama. You had to.
Oh, well, so he was darling. Because all those boys went and watched some kind of sports, basketball or something in the other part of that restaurant. And Nick Jonas just sat and talked with me and was darling. And then, said, Leanne, if you, because he's got diabetes, the type 1, if you, and I've said, if I can ever do anything for you, because I know they have fundraisers and that kind of thing. But yeah, precious boy. Yeah.
It's like you've proven, I know within Christian publishing, that's been my world. And there was a season where I would sit in meetings and they would be like, Christians don't buy books. And I'm like, Christians buy all the books, all the data, just look at it. Christian women buy books. And you've proven that in media, that Christian women want quality events. They want to come to things. They want to watch good shows that aren't women in their panties shooting bow and arrows and all the things. There's a desire for that.
And honest to goodness, I think in the secular world, I think a lot of people don't want to see all that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't want to see all that. And I think they're in a bubble out there, and they think people want to see that. but they're not in the middle of the United States. So when I did the movie with Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell, I said to Nick Stoller, who is a director who's done movies you've loved all your life, I said to him, because there was language they wanted me to say, and I said, Nick, a mama in Atlanta, because my 4 children were standing there with me, my character, at that wedding, and I said, that mama wouldn't talk like that in front of these children. And he said, you know better than I do, Leanne, and you do what you think is best. I know he was precious. Wow. So I think they think in their mind, oh, everybody's talking like this, everybody wants this.
But they're not.
But I don't think the majority of people do.
No, or not in the South, especially when you're portraying Southern characters. Yeah.
Yeah, or anywhere, really. I think, because I've got a guy that works on my team now, because scripts are coming to me for movie scripts, and he said it's a lot of people don't want the lowest common denominator.
Right. Is there anything that God taught you about himself while you've been in Los Angeles, or just while this is all blown up in the last few years?
I just feel his presence in everything. I know he's with me. I prayed more than I've ever prayed in my life, because that first season, the pressure that you feel, and they tell you how much this is costing, and 250 people come up to you, which a lot's not being filmed in LA. So these precious people that have been out there doing camera work, makeup, hair, the whole crafty, all these people don't have jobs right now in Los Angeles. I don't know what happened, but they made it so difficult to film out there. So now people are going to Belgium. It's cheaper to go to Belgium and take a cruise
In Georgia.
Yeah, but even overseas now is more than what they're doing in Atlanta. And for 250 people to come up to you and say, thank you for this job, Leanne. So I felt responsible for all these precious people. And then I didn't know how to do a sitcom. I've never, taken acting classes. All this was so much pressure. And I really relied on my faith and would pray, God, get me through this. I mean, and he did. I thought a lot of times, I'm packing up and I'm leaving. I don't need this. I can go do stand up, and nobody gives me
before.
notes.
Like you didn't have to do it. You were fine before.
And Netflix has been so good to me, and Chuck Lorre and everybody. But I thought, I don't need all that. I mean, it was a lot to deal with, and just the heaviness I felt and the pressure, and are they going to get my voice? Is it going to? I don't want them to, say bad things about Christians. I carried all that, and I just had to rely on the Lord and know that He had me there. There's a reason for me to be there, but I could feel that every day.
So how? You do have a praying audience. You know that. They pray for you. How can people pray for you with this season coming out?
Oh, you make me want to cry.
I know. I'm like, I didn't think we'd cry.
I just want God's will, and I want to be able for Him to shine through me. I don't want to ever do anything that, would, for Him to be upset with me. I want my grandchildren, I want to have a legacy of, something they can be proud of. But I just want God's will. And because He has always, when I look back at all the no's and the doors shut on me, that was His protection over me and my children. So I just trust Him. I know whatever happens, happens. I mean, I still have goals in this business, things I want to do. I would love to host SNL. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but if it doesn't, then I know that's God's in it, and it's okay if it doesn't happen. If it all stops tomorrow, I know that I'm okay, because I've got the Lord and I've got my family. And what a joy it has been. I mean, I have had the time of my life. That's why I named this the Time of Our Lives Tour, because I am having the time of my life for this to happen to me at 60 and a grandmama. And I'm in a lane by myself. When you look at Netflix, there's nobody like me,
No one. Yeah.
And they're so good to me. Ted Sarandis and Nicole Avant. Ted Sarandis runs Netflix and started it. His wife, Nicole, a believer, prays over me.
That's awesome.
She's from heaven. I mean, the people that God's put in my life, you know, and in my path to lift me up so that I could do this. It's been crazy, crazy. And I feel it every day.
And you're having fun.
And I'm having fun. And I do miss my family, but I get to see these grandbabies. It's the minute I hit the Knoxville tarmac at our little precious
I love your airport.
Thank you.
You can get through it in like 20 minutes.
Honey, and there's bears. They've
bears.
got bear statues. I've got the sweetest airport in the world. Yes, I get through there. I know all the TSA agents.
Like you can park.
They go, where you going, girl?
You can park and be on the plane in 20 minutes. Like it's
Yes.
Yeah.
But when I hit that, I get to see those babies, and I don't know how many more tours I'll do. I don't know how many big, like 150 city ones I'll do.
that.
Yeah,
How long when is this one over?
it's supposed to be over in the end of 2027 because I
my
owe
goodness
Netflix
gracious.
another special. But I could always shoot that. I mean, I could go into 2028 if I wanted to. But I think I would like to do a third season of the sitcom. If it happens, who knows? I mean, I'm okay if it doesn't, but I think that would be fun. I think I would like to kind of be the little Betty White and I like to do fun movies. Because I had such a good time on Judd Apatow's movie. And I play a dean of a college and named Lucille. My mama's named Lucille. And it's improv. Like there's a script, but you really don't go by it. And Judd Apatow would just yell things at me. And then I would do my, and ad lib like I did in the movie with Reese Witherspoon when I said I was so weak, I couldn't make a fence.
It's all over Instagram on people's reels.
That's from my mama. Lucille has said that to me all
it?
my life. I'm weak as water. I can't even make a fence. And then my sister, a lot of it is my sister because she, all my life I would call her and she'd go, I've got so much on me. My housekeeper's coming. I've got to get ready for my housekeeper to come. And I don't know who's going to polish all this silver. So it was my mama, my sister, women I've met over the years, that character. And so but when I talk about that scene about the bird bath, that's true. Chuck Morgan knows I love a bird. And I've got bird houses. And Chuck Morgan bought me a bird bath, put a thing around it. It looked like a grave. It was for Mother's Day. My kids looked out in the yard and they go, it looks like somebody's been buried out there, Mom. And we couldn't hurt his feelings. But now it's on a movie. But that's
all over
true.
the internet.
And all over the internet.
Okay, so here's my question. You and my mother are so similar. She has a bird watching t-shirt now. And and like the little recorder where she can look at the birds from wherever they are.
Okay, I've got one, but I have not set it up yet.
Okay, she loves it. Did you listen to Delilah? Did you make your kids listen to Delilah on the radio growing up?
No, but I listened to her.
Okay.
And she's interviewed me.
Has she?
Uh-huh.
Her voice. That's my childhood, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah,
is.
soothing.
So soothing. Yeah. Driving in the car on the way home. Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to her. Oh, yeah. And then, but I love a hummingbird. Oh, I love sitting and looking at birds and wildlife. I've got deer in my backyard and wild turkeys that come up. Love them.
It's so fun. Well, last question that we ask every guest that's on the show, and I think I know what your answer will be to this, but what is something that's bringing you unexpected joy in this season of your life?
I have been able to make money now. And I was able to buy calculators for the little children where I went to school. I graduated 42 people, and it is a precious place, farm and rural. But people forget about little rural kids. And after I went to the University of Tennessee, like I just remember.
I thought you were going to say your grandkids.
Well, these yummy grandkids.
Good.
They're the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I remember going to University of Tennessee and just people making fun of me. The way I talked, and I had wonderful teachers, but it was a school where a lot of kids got out and went into farming with their families. So it wasn't a prep school. We didn't have a lot of advanced classes, and I wasn't really prepared to go to a big university. And I flailed. I had a lot of heartache and problems when I was in college, and I talk about it in my book. I dropped out. I got married at 21. I got divorced. I was in an abusive relationship. But, and I think a lot of that was insecurity coming from where I wasn't really prepared. I didn't do well in school at UT. I ended up graduating through the grace of God. But I always worried about that, and, it would hurt me. And so they asked me if I just wanted to help. But I was able to provide calculators for children 6th through 12th and get also the advanced ones, the teeth.
The expensive ones. The nice ones, yeah.
For every child in that school. And that was a big deal for me, to be able to help. I've never, Chuck Morgan has been very giving, and he's been the head of our family and the head of our finances, and been able to do that. And so when somebody asks me for something now, and I can always go to Chuck and say, I want to give this, he writes a check. So the joy out of this is that, that I can do things I've never been able to do before. That means a lot to me, because it's nice to not have to worry about money. I've had to worry about it in my life, and that's been a joy. But I love Dave Ramsey, and to be able to, when he says what it's all about is when you can make it so that you can give it to other people and help other people. That has been a joy for me. That gives me joy. So that was something unexpected, because I wanted money to spend because Chuck didn't give me any. Yeah, he had me on a budget. So I bought some nice shoes.
You got some good shoes.
Yeah, I got some good shoes. And then after I got the good shoes, I thought, this is crazy. These feel like marshmallows. Like, my feet are down in why did I spend this on this? Now I go back to where I like a less expensive tennis shoe. But all that was a thrill for a while. But then, I don't care about that anymore. I have to get dressed up, and I have a stylist who's from Darling and from heaven, loves the Lord. And she puts fancy stuff on me.
Cute.
And a lot of times, thank you, she does a good job. And now, a lot of times people let me borrow stuff and I don't have to buy it. I thought that was going to be nifty, and it is. It was. But it's more now being able to help, knowing that my grandchildren, I can send them to school, that kind of stuff that I know everybody can't do. And coming from working people, and I can help my mom and daddy, I can help, that kind of stuff has given me joy. But yeah, these grandbabies, I bought a lot of plastic dinosaurs.
And your pajamas from Costco. I bought more crap from Costco because I saw it on your Instagram. Like, I need to try that.
Does Costco not have wonderful pajamas, robes, children's pajamas,
swimsuits,
Toy Story pajamas for little boys, dinosaur outfits?
And they take everything back.
I know,
you could have a couch for like 10 years and take it back.
Really?
Our friend took a shark vacuum back, and she'd had it, I don't know how many years, CC would know. Oh, wow, and they took it back because they believe in their product that much.
Well, I do know that I bought some chicken that didn't smell right to me one time. And I took it back, and they go, switch it out. I thought that was sweet. You can get a rental car through Costco.
Disney
it's so
World?
much cheaper. All that.
Love Costco.
I always apologize to those people working at Costco, though, because I go, like 4th of July weekend, I'm like, I know we're killing y'all. I mean, these people are running those things through. Don't you know they sleep well at night?
It's just funny because I have two 14-year-olds that do hauls from Ulta and Sephora, and we're all watching your haul from Costco. Like, it's a different.
But, honey, I love a haul from Ulta and Sephora.
I know, they do, too.
There is nothing better than going through an Ulta or Sephora and just looking at stuff. Isn't it relaxing?
It stresses me. I have them. Last night I went to Ulta to pick up something. I didn't even know what I was buying because they weren't there. Like,
Because your babies weren't there to help
they
you.
weren't there to help. Yes.
I know. See, Tess is my makeup artist and also my caregiver. So she said I didn't sign up for that. But she kind of yanks that luggage off.
She looks so great, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh,
You know,
Lord, I
both
was
of my
on
girls
Instagram
have had
last night.
thyroid cancer.
Have they really?
And she got it at 21 and then had to have her thyroid removed. So she's been on this health journey going through that. She did not feel good. And we couldn't figure out why. And thank the Lord somebody found that. And then Maggie just had her thyroid removed. So it must run in my family. And they are constantly watching me. But thank you. She feels good. And honey, we're doing the best we can on tour. We're trying to eat a lot of protein. She's making me eat a lot of protein.
That's what we're supposed to do.
I know, all that darn protein. She's always taking a protein powder and shaking it up, making
Little
me
shots,
drink it.
yeah.
Yeah, they got shots now.
For the morning. Yeah. All the things.
For brain health too, maybe. What's that? I didn't know what that
I don't know. I
is.
saw it on Mel Robbins' Instagram. I was
Oh,
like,
that, I saw where that little Mel Robbins was doing a protein shot. Is it good?
I hadn't tried it yet. It's in my cart.
It's in your cart. We get influenced.
That's what we do. Yes. But it's nice to not have to think sometimes and do the research. So
I know.
I'll take it.
I love a good magnesium.
Yeah.
Everybody's low on magnesium.
Well, you've got to go get ready for your tour tonight.
Okay.
But we love you. And we're
Well, I
thankful
love
for
you. Thank you for talking and doing
Thank
it.
you for talking. And yeah, all of our women will be supporting you with the
Those
season.
precious women at Women of Joy, and y'all will get to shop.
They'll shop. You know they will.
They shop. Fun.
So much
That's
shopping.
fun. That's what they want to do. That's what
they
I
wanna
want to do. Oh, I'm going to try to come and see y'all.
Okay. Well, we love you.
I love you. Love
Thanks for being
these.
here.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to my conversation with Leanne Morgan. I hope that you will share it with someone that might be encouraged, that might follow her, that might lean into Jesus a little bit more as they know more about her faith and who she is and what she really stands for. And I hope that you will support her and watch the season 2 of Leanne that starts this week on Netflix. And most importantly, we hope to see you at a Women of Joy this fall. Like, subscribe, and share.